Hello and welcome to the Weekly Source podcast. I'm this week's host, Yanny. I'm joined with Liam. Say hello, Liam.
Hello.
Say hello, Luke.
Hello.
Say hello, Peter.
Hello.
And say hello, Pog Sauce.
Well, go on. You okay?
How's it going? Listen, the past few weeks I think we've been a bit overkill on sports, so I'm going to try and divert it away. So what I'm going to talk about today is 2019 seems like a boss year for films. There's a few big blockbusters coming out. You've got Avengers Endgame, The Lion King, Star Wars, Spider-Man Far From Home, Toy Story 4, Frozen 2, there's loads of them. What I want to know is, Peter, from you first, when was the last time my dad hugged you?
It's a long time ago.
No, I'm only messing. What film are you looking forward to most this year?
I'll be honest, the Detective Pikachu does actually look kind of cool. I wanted to watch that Bohemian Rhapsody, but I'm still waiting for it to come
Detective Pikachu?
Hey, I'll peek at your gooch.
No, there's loads. You've got like the Shazam film coming out. The one I'm looking forward to myself is the Joker film.
Yeah.
It looks like something different, and I don't know what it's going to be. But
I'm looking forward most to Rocketman.
Rocketman?
Is that the Elton John film?
Little Elton John, up and down.
Yeah,
it's got I forgot the name of the actor, but it's the guy who's in the what's that movie? It's like a kind of like Kingsman. That's the one, yeah.
Oh, what's his name? Taron Egerton.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, boys. So we've got about 30 blockbusters out, and it's going to be a massive year for film and TV. So what I want to know is, what film are you looking forward to most? So I'm going to start with you, Luke.
Well, the Joker film. I'm quite looking forward to that one. I think the design of the Joker looks quite interesting as well.
Yeah, it looks like an interesting film. I don't know if they're going to give the Joker an origin or not.
Yeah.
Like a definitive one. You know
and I'm
a
big fan of the actor playing him as well.
Joaquin Phoenix.
I can't pronounce that Spanish name, but Joaquin Phoenix.
I watched the film, boys, last night, and I forget what the name of it is, but if I tell you the plot, will you be able to help me?
We can give it a go, yeah.
Right, so basically, this lad was a rent boy, right?
I knew it was going to be a bluey also, you know.
And no, mate, it's not a bluey, man.
Hang on, is it Rob Schneider? Male gigolo?
No, mate. Right, so we go to this party with a load of celebrities, takes loads of drugs, and then the next day there's been a murder and he's in the pool.
Are we going to have to fucking bleep out your slander, Michael Barrymore, again? 2 weeks in a row we've had the Barrymore pool jokes.
Oh, baby.
Hey, so it's Todd Phillips directing it, like, and he's had a few good films in the past. He's done The Hangover.
Yeah.
He's had a few others. What do you reckon it's going to be like? Because The Hangover was a bit of a comedy. This looks a bit more serious.
I think it's going to be serious, but I think it's going to be, I don't know, I've got the impression it's going to be quite arty as well. You know, not the design, but the direction. You know,
yeah.
I think it's going to be more of like the mental battle within the Joker character himself. You know what I mean? Like his demons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You mean what made the Joker the Joker?
Yeah. Like, I think it's going to be more of an insight into his mental state.
Yeah, the reason I'm looking forward to it is it's come a bit out of left wing because there's already a Joker in the DC universe, so I can't understand why Warner Brothers would do a Joker film that doesn't involve Jared Leto, who's the Joker in their universe at the minute.
I think Jared Leto is an amazing actor and he's been in some tough films that I do really enjoy, but I wasn't a big fan of his portrayal of the Joker. I don't particularly think it was his fault. You know, I don't think his acting and his role in
it was the way they cut it at Suicide Squad. What you're thinking about?
In Suicide Squad. Yeah, I know he was pissed off the way that they cut a lot of the parts out because he believed he was going to be more of a main, like a main star in the film. And he just came into in little snippets of it really. But I think did he sign of it? It was like a hipster Joker, wasn't it?
Yeah. See, what I'd like them to do somehow is, I don't know if it's going to work this way, but they turn this Joker film, they make him the real Joker and turn that Joker into Jason Todd. you know, the former Robin. I think he become Nightwing.
Ah, right, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, about to see that'll be a good idea, that, like.
I'm sure somewhere in the comics, Jason Todd becomes the Joker for a bit, because the Joker battles him or something. But he's like a little wannabe Joker. So it'd be good if he done that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, is Jason Todd the new Robin? The one that came after Dick Grayson?
Yeah. He's the one who didn't he get beat to death with the crowbar or something?
No, he got his back broken.
Yeah, see, do you know what I'm talking about, DC? I'm more into my Marvel stuff, so I could be completely wrong about it, but I'm sure Jason Todd becomes the Joker somewhere in the comic.
Do you know that show on Netflix at the moment, the DC Titans?
Yeah. I put you on that, didn't I?
Yeah. Well, I've been watching that. I think I'm up to episode 7 at the moment. And I'm on to the part where the new Robin has been introduced into it.
Yeah.
So Jason Todd and Joey, so he's interacting with the old Robin, Dick Gracie. Not Dick Gracie. Is it Gracie?
No, Grayson.
Grayson, that's it. And you can see that this new Joker has almost got like an evil side to him. This new Robin, sorry. He's got like an evil side to him.
Yeah, this new Robin, I think that's how he was. He was a bit wild. Because the Robin that we started off with, he turns into Nightwing, doesn't he?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I won't spoil out that, I've watched all of it, so I've watched the last episode. The last episode's the best of the season. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I can recommend that you watch it soon. Lewis, what are you looking forward to, mate? Except for your little baby hog sauce that's on the way?
Yeah, lad, yeah. Well, to be honest with you, I probably won't be watching any movies at this rate.
Why are you lying, lad? We all know that you've been watching Toy Story 4.
Whatever. There's one or two good ones that are coming out. I won't go into too much depth in either to them all because there's quite a few that I want to mention. Firstly, I like the look of that Us, that Jordan Peele film that's coming out.
Yeah, that looks alright.
Because he done what's that film? Get Out.
Yeah, Get Out.
And I read a review on it the other day. They said if you're looking for like a film that's like Get Out, this is completely different to it, but it's meant to be a masterpiece as well.
Yeah, well, see, with it, like I like obviously Get Out had I can't remember his name, but the main fella he was in Black Panther. And in this one as well, the protagonist is the bald girl from Black Panther.
Forever.
Yeah.
Even the main fella is out Black Panther. He's what's his name?
Isn't that the same one who's in The Walking Dead?
I'm not sure. I don't watch The Walking Dead.
No, you're thinking of Michonne from The Walking Dead is actually in Black Panther. Yeah.
And other than Us, I think a big one that a lot of people are sleeping on is Tarantino's new film coming out, Once Upon a Time in New York. Got Leo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. And
so it's nailed on to be a good film then.
But they also got Margaret Robbie and a little up and coming actor called Al Pacino playing as well.
Man, he's a good kid, Yeah,
he's a good kid. I mean, but so I don't know too much into that specific story, but I'll pretty much watch anything that has anything to do with Tarantino.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Tarantino.
Yeah, to be honest, that sounds like it's right up your street.
I mean, he is the fella, like, and to be honest, I'd probably say the most hyped film, which I can also see potentially being the biggest flop, is going to be The Irishman. Coming up, the Jimmy Hoffa story with De Niro and Pacino and Joe Pesci, and it's Mr. White from Reservoir Dogs. I can't remember his name.
Harvey Keitel.
Yeah, but Mr. White's in it. The thing that I find interesting
isn't
with that
film about like one of the New York crime families?
Yeah. It's about John Gotti.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
I don't. Basically, he died. He got assassinated by an Irishman, and I think De Niro plays the assassin or something like that. So, as I say, with a lot of these, like especially that film, I don't know the background to it too much. So it's a little bit more of a biopic as well. Like
it's about time De Niro starts getting himself back into these gritty crime films because, I mean, to be honest, he's been a bit of a sellout lately, isn't he? Well, not lately. I'm talking about the last 10 years. He just stars in like a lot of like romantic comedies or them like shitty little comedy films.
It is tough though when you do consider the years in his I'm imagining mid-80s, late 70s, and these obviously not to talk down on comedians etc., but these light-hearted comedy films, they're probably a lot more easier to work on.
It's constant work, isn't it?
I mean? Yeah. Like when he's in Godfather. Like I'm sure there's parts where he's speaking Italian, so and you could see that he actually looked into the history of that character really, really well. Meet the fuckers, he didn't fuck. You know what I mean? Nobody asked about that. You know what I mean?
I appreciate Meet the Fuckers, being honest.
Gaylord Fucker, what a name!
Yeah, if we're talking about De Niro though as well, I think he's talented when it comes to many genres. Because I watched that Dirty Grandpa with him, and he's funny as fuck in that. He's just he's a well-rounded actor.
De Niro is 75.
Yeah,
75 now. Yeah.
It's mad.
Oh, yeah.
Right, boys, just to move away from that, I'm just going to bring Liam into it. Liam, you've got young kids, as I have myself. There's a lot of big kids films coming out this year. So some that loads of adults are going to go and see. You've got the likes of The Lion King or Toy Story 4, even Frozen 2. I know you've got a little girl, so she might love that. Secret Life of Pets, which one do you reckon that your kids are going to be looking forward to the most?
Toy Story and Frozen, mate, to be honest. Yeah. They're on every day in our house on repeat.
Yeah.
So, probably both of them, mate.
I'm looking forward to it myself. I don't know. I don't care what parent says it. You've sat there and watched Frozen with your kids and outline for. But there's the likes of Aladdin, or do you know what it did like? And it didn't really get the accolades that I think the movie deserved. I think it's because it was tied with the original Jumanji franchise.
Schindler's List?
Yeah, Schindler's List. No, but do you know the Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle? The one with the rock and that? I think the way they twisted it.
Nah, mate.
No, I think the way they twisted it, they made it alright. Yeah, the original was about a board game, weren't it? This was like, they tried to update it a bit.
Yeah, it was like a video game instead of a board game, wasn't it?
It was still a part of that original universe, because there's parts of it in it. If you watch it, it's a good film, and I think your kids would enjoy it. But they're bringing out a sequel to that, so it must have done quite well.
Didn't Jack Black, weren't he in a fairly recent Jumanji film?
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about, mate.
Oh, sorry, I heard something about The Rock, and I got confused, mate.
No, Jack Black's in it with The Rock, and I think he's with Catherine Gillian, is her name, and Kevin Hart.
He's shite, Jack Black, lad. He's shite.
Do you know what, though? I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. It was a good film. You've got Did anyone see It, the original one?
Yeah, I've seen both. I've seen the original, and then I've seen the remake, yeah.
Yeah, Chapter 2 is out this year as well, so we've got a lot to look forward to.
Yeah. To be honest, I think it's one of them films. I think it's like a cult horror, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or it's not until you do watch it. I mean, say, like, I imagine it would be scary at the time, back in was it the early 90s or late 80s?
Yeah.
But when I actually got round to watching it, I watched it in, like, 2013 or something like that, and it was laughable. It just wasn't scary. It was like, I don't know, it was a bit shit, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I watched the remake with that what's his name, the Swedish actor. He's got that natural face, like an evil looking face.
Yeah, he does all that himself though as well. Do you know the way Pennywise's lips like sucking the bottom lip and elongates his face? He does all that himself, lad.
I tell you, who reminds me of, right? He reminds me of a young version of that that William Dafoe.
Yeah.
The one he played the Green Goblin.
The one he played Green Goblin, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure that kid was in Gotham too.
I'm sure he played the front for Tottenham.
Yeah.
I did say we're not talking about footy, but what do you think of the Tottenham game? No, So anyway, boys, I know Liam's not interested in it because, to quote Liam, I'm not a goth. But there's loads of Marvel films coming out as well soon.
Yep.
Like Endgame's the biggest one for me that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
We've just had Captain Marvel come out. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm not going to talk about it. But you've got Spider-Man Far From Home, and even not so much the Marvel Universe, but Dark Phoenix is coming out. So what do you think is going to happen in Endgame, Luke?
Yeah, so Endgame's going to be the one we've all been looking forward to, really, for, a decade? All the films have been leading up to this point. And I know we had our first segment last year with Infinity War, and this one's going to basically conclude all that. But I think, I still think it's not going to be without sacrifice. I do think... No,
I do. I think, myself, I think a few of the main characters are going to die and move on to the next.
Do you know where the guy who plays Iron Man, I forgot what's his real name?
Robert Downey Jr.
No, sorry, not Iron Man. Captain America.
Oh, Chris Evans.
Weren't he on the Big Breakfast?
no,
he's doing well, isn't he?
He was on that shit remake of Top Gear.
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
No, anyway, fucking going back to Chris Evans, the actor who plays Captain America.
On the Big Breakfast.
That's it. Well, anyway, I don't know if you've seen it, but a few months ago he came out, didn't he, on Twitter, basically confirmed that was his last, role as Captain America in the series.
It's mental though, because do you know what you're saying there? He come out and he said bye to all the fans and thanked them all. But then the Russo brothers, the directors of Endgame and Infinity War, and a few others in the Marvel franchises, they come out and said he's still going to have a part after this, innit? So
initially, it led to a lot of speculation that he was going to die in Endgame. But I think it would be a little bit too. It'd be a little bit too obvious, wouldn't it? That was the case, though. I do think someone's going to die. One of the main original Avengers. Yeah. But if I had to put my money on it, I know who it'd be, and it wouldn't be Captain America.
I think he was saying goodbye, if any, because I do think Endgame's going to have time travel elements in it. I think they're going to put Captain America back in his own time.
That's a possibility, of course it is.
And I think that's why he's just going to leave it, and someone else is going to take up the mantle as Captain America.
Someone major's going to die, aren't they, in this film?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Robbie Downey Jr., basically. Well, Iron Man. Because I think it started off with him. And I think if you look at the trailers and that, the way he's on the ship in the middle of nowhere, like similar to the cave in Iron Man that he was in, and he's forging a suit, it looks like, on the trailer. But you never know, because they edit them trailers all the time. I think it's going to bring the story full circle. I'd like him not to die, but I don't think you could keep him alive in the universe and not have no reason why he's never going to play a part in other things.
And we've also got to take in Robert Downey Jr.'s age into consideration as well, because this is a man who's he must be hitting 60 soon.
Yeah, I think he's like 57, something like that.
What I mean. So how long can he portray this role as Tony Stark?
That's it. The only good thing is it's all CGI, so we could do it.
Of course,
for another 5 years, but I think as well, they're looking on making it more about younger actors and bringing them in, because he did in the Spider-Man film, he played sort of a mentor role and took a backseat in it. So, and I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to redeem his character, basically, because he's become less and less an arsehole across the movies.
Yeah, well, I totally agree there with, it's almost like the old boys and girls passing on the torch to the newer generation of the Avengers, which are going to be like Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, Ant-Man, and the Wasp maybe as well.
Yeah,
Deadpool.
Deadpool's going to be in the universe, to be honest. So
it is, isn't it, boys? Yeah.
So we could move in it. I think the next phase of Marvel films is going to be interesting, especially with the merger that they're doing with Fox to buy all their old characters back. They've already got Spider-Man on loan off Sony, but
does that include the X-Men as well?
Yeah, they've bought the X-Men, they've bought everything. Disney own The Simpsons now. And everything. Yeah. They just bought everything of Fox. But it's one of them. It's going to be interesting how it goes forward. But is it really a good thing that one big company owns everything?
I know what you mean, because there's a lack of competition, so therefore they don't feel a need to Yeah, they become complacent and the quality drops and stuff. But I don't think. I know what you're saying, and that is a possibility, but I don't think it will.
I'm looking forward to myself because Disney are bringing out their own streaming platform, so they're going to have all like the Marvel characters and that on there, and they're going to have all the films and everything. So I'm looking forward to that, and I think it's going to be a massive rival to Netflix, and Netflix could be in trouble when it comes out.
Yeah. Well, we've seen already, haven't we? Netflix cutting all the Marvel shows, like Daredevil, Jessica Jones, The Punisher. The thing is, didn't you say something about this new Disney platform? They won't be able to use the rights to these Marvel shows until...
Yeah, I think there's like a no-compete clause that Netflix put in it, so they can't use the characters for like 4 years. I read it somewhere. I'm not sure how true it is.
See, that's a shame, because I was really enjoying The Punisher, especially.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do here now is me and Luke could talk about Marvel all day, and at the minute, like especially the last 5 minutes, it's felt like it's just me and Luke having a conversation. So I'm going to bring the boys into it, and I'm going to start with you, Liam. What's your guilty pleasure movie-wise, genre or film?
Love a good rom-com. But really, I don't really watch films. It's just whatever's... Well, I'll tell you what I have watched, but it's not really a film, but it's on Netflix, so does that count?
Yeah. TV, film.
Right, it's Ricky Gervais's new thing, Afterlife.
Yeah, and I've seen the clip with that. It looks funny as fuck.
Now, I'm not going to digress into it too much, because obviously it's still brand new out, and I don't want to give any spoilers away. But I sat and watched the full 6 episodes last night, one after each other, because it was that good.
Did you? So, do you think, in your opinion, is Ricky going back to like the way he was in The Office? Not when. Well,
this is what I think. Right,
he burnt his bridges a bit with me when he done that Dennis and that. Not Dennis,
Derek.
That
was a bit shit. In The Office. It's an office-based setting, but it's not The Office as we know it, the paper merchants. It's like a journalism, like a local newspaper. So he's got like the office environments, with that dry banter. And then he's got actors in from Derek. He's got them in from Extras. And he's got them in from Life on the Road. So it's like he's brought all his mates in.
Yeah, so it's like a merge of all his shows, his best bits,
and
basically.
It's really good. Like, there's obviously moments where you're pissing yourself crying, and then you'll just switch it, and you'll go dead deep.
Yeah.
Well, that's all over, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think that's a good skill to have, because I left watching it, and I don't know, it just makes you think of the people around you as well. So so it's a good sign of a production, I suppose.
Yeah.
For the listeners out there that haven't got a clue about what this new show by Ricky Gervais is, Afterlife, can you just give us a little summary of it, a little brief introduction into the storyline?
So Ricky's character's called Tony, and he's lost his wife to cancer about 12 months prior to the show.
Bless.
So he's coming to terms with, life post his wife. So just amongst them, like the way he tries heroin, he meets a prostitute. He threatens a kid on a playground with a hammer, says he's going to smash his head in. And then he ends up building a relationship with his dad, who's got dementia. That escalates a lot.
See, do you know what? What you've just said there, I think that explains perfectly what you were saying. Like, some parts it's funny, and other parts it's really deep. Because you started off by saying his wife had cancer and she died, and we were all like, oh, and then he went to prostitute and threatened the kid with the hammer.
And tries heroin.
I think that sums up Ricky Gervais, though, because he's good at doing stuff like that, like we were saying then. Ricky
also wrote in a dog just because he likes dogs.
Yeah.
So because he's had full control over this show, he's purposely wrote in a dog so he could just spend time with the dog for 6 weeks, which I think is class.
Do you know what, though? He's a bit advocator for animal rights.
Oh, he is, yeah.
He loves the pussies, doesn't he? Man, he does, man. He's got a Siamese cat called Ollie.
Yeah. Called Ollie, yeah. He's also a massive atheist as well. Did you know that?
Yeah. He fucking tells you every 2 minutes.
Yeah, he's totally anti-religion.
You know what confuses me with Ricky Gervais? Yeah, that he goes on about like veganism and stuff like that. He's promoting it like mad, but fucking he eats sausages. He has to fry up as normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he talks about these animal rights and all that, and he'd be stroking the pig and then having a sausage roll in the next picture.
See, it's one of the so in that way, his message could be a bit hypocritical. I think it's just the trophy hunt and everything.
No, I think in society now that if you have a point of view, if you're not 100% like hardcore radicalist to that view, then you'll always get called a hypocrite. Like,
no.
Just because he's to do with like animal rights, he may not just be an advocate of mass production in like the farm factories of chickens and torturing dogs. Whereas he may still eat a cow if a cow's lived a long, fulfilled life and is now dead.
Yeah,
you know?
no. But I've seen him like talk about it. Like I think he was having a go at Joe Rogan about him hunting, and he was saying, "Oh yeah, he shouldn't eat anything at all. Like he shouldn't eat any animals regardless of what happens. It's just wrong. Like they're friendly and all that. But then when it comes to when the fucking dinner bell rings, he's fucking hungry for his ham. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think what Liam's saying is like he doesn't mind eating meat and that, but it's the way some of the animals are treated. Do you know what I mean? Like battery farm and chicken stuff like that. That's basically it. Like, but at the end of the day, I don't mind Ricky Gervais. I think he's a good kid. Let's move on to you, Hog Sauce, because you sound quite vocal at the minute. What's your guilty pleasure, lad?
I probably would say a couple of Pixar films now, like before having a kid. So like the other week, like me and my bird were watching Monsters Inc. and the first one, and then like towards the end we were like proper emotion. I was like, "Oh, that's only a kids film," you know what I mean?
No, do you know what? If you look at some of them kids' films, some of the messages behind them as well are actually quite deep, and I think they do that to get the adults in as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're definitely designed with the adult audience in mind. Also,
yeah, some of them have a little wink and a nudge, dirty joke in the background. Michael Barrymore floating in a pool.
Shrek. It happened so often throughout the Shrek series as well.
Yeah.
What was the film? Was it called Upside Down, where they're talking about like emotions and stuff? Not kids' emotions, just
Inside Out. Inside Out. Yeah.
Yeah. No, when I haven't watched it myself, but like I've watched like clips of it, and I thought it's a really smart idea that I'm assuming it's Pixar because they usually go on that theme, but whatever production does it, because I thought it's really good that you see like some people taking responsibility and just literally talking about emotions outright, not covering it or anything like that. So yeah, like a lot of them for the films that. Yeah, I mean that Monsters Inc. and all that, they are very, very smart. There's a lot more deeper meaning behind it. But
I tell you what, it's a good film, and it's aimed at kids as well. I don't know if any of you have watched it. That Up.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, it's like the story behind it is really emotional. It's just about an old fella whose wife's died, and he wants to get his house to a certain place because he promised her he'd get it there.
No, I've seen that twice. I really enjoyed that, to be honest. I watched that. I'm not going to lie, I watched that during a bit of a down period in my life, and I got immersed into it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it is.
But it's got sad parts. It's got fun parts.
Yeah, I enjoyed it because like I only watched it with the kids. It was one of them. Go on, Peter. So, what's your guilty pleasure?
Yeah, 13 Ghosts. As most people know, I'm not really into horror movies, but I could quite happily sit there and watch it and start taking a piss out of it. There's also another one. I don't think I should be saying this, but fuck it. The Hills Have Eyes. That has a weird meaning for me, purely because of the fact it's literally one of the only horror movies I've ended up getting banged halfway through.
Bang.
I've ended up smashing halfway through.
What was it? Was it the horrific rape scene that turned it for you? It's okay.
It was the fact that she ended up slobbering on my knob gobbling.
Oh, fucking
halfway through.
Right. Leave the jokes to us, lad.
Cut that in.
Getting away from that. Luke, what's your guilty pleasure?
Well, first of all, I've got a couple of films that I consider guilty pleasures, and one of them is a film from 1990 with Kevin Bacon in called Tremors. Anybody heard of that one?
Yeah, I love Tremors.
It's one of them films.
It's the one with the worms under the ground.
It's the big giant fucking worms in the ground that come out. Yeah, it's like a survival film.
It's a bad concept.
It had shitty special effects, and the acting wasn't the best, but it's just something about that film that just keeps me going back to watching it. And another film is from I think it's from 1987. Masters of the Universe. It's basically the He-Man film.
He-Man, yeah.
Dolph Lundgren. Jesus, that was a boss movie.
Yeah, but it's so good, but so bad. Like
that Masters of the Universe set itself up at the very end for there to be a sequel to it,
and never was.
There was nothing else after it.
I used to love it. Watching as a kid, I'd watch all the end credits, and at the end, Skeletor would pop up out the lava thing, and he'd go, "I'll be back." But this one scene in particular that always gets me. It just always makes me laugh.
Go on.
There's a part in the film where like Skeletor's kidnapped like the priestess or something like that. The camera pans over to Dolph Lundgren, and he goes, "Let her go." And he said it with like the least amount of conviction and like in his voice. It just but yeah, it's just one of the
he's making a big comeback. That Dolph Lundgren, isn't it? It's in the new Rocky film. Well, the new Creed.
Yeah, he was in that the Expendables as well, wasn't he?
Yeah. It's I'm really looking forward to that new Creed. Go on, Luke. So, what else have you got, mate?
For an actual genre, one of my guilty pleasures is probably foreign action movies with subtitles.
Yeah.
And you've got the absolute, you've got shit acting, shit storylines, but I just watch them really for the fight scenes.
Sorry to throw this out there, but you know what? What was one of the best movies which I used to watch when I was a kid? The original Godzillas. With the rubber suited guy just walking around breaking shit, pretending to be Godzilla.
Is that like with the
Channel?
Like cardboard, like towers and stuff.
Yeah, the thing that was on at like Channel 4 at like 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. They were boss them.
Just to interlink this with the first part, there's a new Godzilla film out this year. It's going to have, the new King Kong?
Yeah.
It's going to be a part of him. They're building a universe with all like the characters like that.
Nice.
I'm waiting for Mecha Godzilla.
Go on. So, have you got any? Because most people, that's not really a genre that most people would look at and go, "Yeah, I fancy a bit of that." Is there anything that you could recommend to us novices
in the foreign martial arts films?
Yeah.
I'll probably get slated for this one because it's not what you consider a shit film. But I'm just going to mention it anyway because it's fucking amazing. The Raid and The Raid 2. Basically the Indonesian action martial arts films, and they're just brilliant. But if I could name some cheesy ones, at the top of my head, do you know what? I'm on the spot now, but I can't actually name any.
Mortal Kombat, boys.
Yeah, the original Mortal Kombat films.
Right, boys, let's go and enter the tournament. Shao Kahn.
I used to like the fucking Street Fighter one as well, with Jean-Claude playing an American for some reason. Yeah. And Kylie Minogue in it.
Oh, yeah, nice segue away from Mortal Kombat.
Oh, it's the same fucking thing. It's a film about a fighting game.
Get over here. Fatality.
Talking about, action films and that, John Wick 3 is out this year as well.
Oh, I love them films, man.
Do you know what? I haven't caught up on John Wick 2 yet. If I'm honest, I turned around and fell asleep because I started watching it right after John Wick 1. But I'm looking forward to it,
Same. I really enjoyed the first one. The second one was usually with sequels, when you get like a franchise like that, usually the sequel's not as good as the original, is it? But in some rare cases, they're actually just as good or better. And I think in the case of John Wick, it matched the first one in terms of quality. Oh, mate, you've got to go back and watch it, mate. It is really good.
I'm going to before I do with before number 3 comes out. Yeah, well, my guilty pleasure, I said it last week, I fucking love musicals, and I don't care who knows it. I'll shout it from the rooftops. Actually, I'll sing it. I'm not going to, because I don't want to put you through that. But Les Mis is my favourite film. I love Sweeney Todd, and my second favourite film is The Greatest Showman. So to be honest, I think I've just got a man crush on Hugh Jackman more than anything. But he could sing me to sleep, lad.
Oh, babe.
What I want to say as well is, has anyone got any like shithead films that no one really likes that they love for some reason? Mine's The Butterfly Effect. I just recommend you all watch
Yeah,
it.
and I've got one here called the Serbian film.
I've heard far too much about that film to ever watch it.
Do you know what, right? It's 100% legal because, you know, we passed its certificate in this country, so it can be sold legally. But it's banned in so many other countries, and it doesn't surprise me why it's banned. It's a film, it's called a Serbian film, and I think it came out in around 2007. And I'm not going to say any more on it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's quite graphic, isn't it? But isn't it meant...
Quite graphic, mate. That's like the biggest...
Yeah.
You know what,
right? It's meant to be a metaphor for how the Serbian government treats its people.
That's basically how the director got the pass on it, because I think it's considered an art film. It's basically, the whole film's a metaphor for how the Serbian government fucked over its people. But that's bullshit.
It's bollocks. It's just a fella.
It's a loophole, mate. It's not even who's bit tapped. It's about an ex-porn star that gets offered a final job because he's skint. He takes the job, but that's all I'm saying.
I'll be honest. I don't feel comfortable going into it anymore. Has anyone else got any other films except for Serbian film?
I can name a load more as well. Some really good ones.
Yeah, go on, Luke. Seeing as no one else wants to talk.
They're all like a Serbian film, though, so...
Fucking hell. Nah, it's worth this, then.
Right, you know, before, Jan, when you were all talking about your Marvel films and whatnot.
Yeah.
What's this New Mutants movie?
Basically, it's like X-Men's final hurrah when it comes to the Fox films. If I'm honest, I don't think it's going to be that good, because it's had loads of reshoots and that, and most of the Marvel X-Men films haven't been that good. So I'm not really looking forward to it, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to watch it. What do you think, Luke?
To be honest with you, when it comes to the X-Men films, I'm a little bit behind. I think the last one I seen was the Days of Futures Past.
Yeah.
And when I did watch that, I was a little bit distracted when I was watching it. So I think with the X-Men series, it's one of them series I do feel like one day I need to go back and rewatch them just to, you know, gain me knowledge a bit about it. But as for this new one that's coming out, I don't know too much about it, mate.
No, I've just spotted it then. I was wondering what was it about, and I thought you might know more.
It's
the new movies.
If I went into it, Peter, I'd be talking about it for ages, because then I'd have to explain to you what the Phoenix Force is and all that, and we just haven't really got the time for it. If you don't mind, I'm going to segue away from movies a bit. Well, not segue, I'm just going to move away from movies. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about sport, but what I do want to know is, and I'm going to go to you with this, Hog Sauce, how do you think China are going to get on in the badminton Olympics? You said before, didn't you, that you want to talk a bit about TV shows? Or you want to mention something?
Yeah, as I said last week, I finished just the first season of Game of Thrones, and right now I've been bedbound at my bed because obviously she's a couple of days due. I've just been nailing season 2. I've just started season 3 now. I'm looking forward to the
season 4.
Outside of the main cast, who's your favourite character at the minute?
At the minute,
yeah.
Well, I'll just say I'm up to the start of season 3, so I've got the full cast yet. I probably would say I like Gendry.
Yeah.
You know, the lad from Skins. Like, he's funny. Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, my favourite character, I don't think he's played as much of a role yet where you're up to, but the Faceless Man, that Jack and the Gar.
He's played quite an important role so far.
Yeah, he's played a good bit, but I just love the mystery behind him.
Yeah, he's cool.
And even the actor's just like, he's got like a weird air about him. Like there's something about him, you think, if you're in a room with him alone, he's going to murder you and eat you. Sort of like that. But I think the fella who plays him is a quality actor. Who's yours, Luke?
From the point where he is, or like up until season 7?
In general, for you, lad.
Without going into too much detail about the character, you can say who he is.
Yeah. Well, it's hard though, isn't it, without like giving anything away? But I like some of the characters I do like. I like the Hound. I like his, his character progression. The way he evolves.
I think he started off as sort of a background character, but now he's like a main staple of the show.
Yeah. I like Arya as well. The way like she's came into it as well. Like with the Faceless Man and becoming part of the Assassin's Guild, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's an
interesting one. Littlefinger as well. You can't deny that he's an excellent character.
Do you know what he looks like to me? What's the fella's name out of the Harry Potter films? Gary Oldman, it is.
Gary Oldman, yeah, that's it.
If they'd done a biopic of Gary Oldman at all, he could play a young Gary Oldman in it, because I just think he's the ringer of him.
He's definitely got his look, hasn't he?
Yeah. Should we move away from the Game of Thrones talk? I'm going to talk about, because I haven't seen it, but I know most of you have, is that Leaving Neverland.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on it, lads?
Well, to be honest, my honest opinion.
Listen, opinions are going to differ on it, aren't they? It's a show, so it could be spun to look one way or the other. But I just want to know how you all feel about it, lads, and what went on in it.
Well, to be honest with you, I watched the first part pretty much all the way through. And then I just basically got bored during the second part, because it's just basically going on the same thing about what he did to the kids. And I don't know, it's just, in my heart of hearts, I think this is why I got bored of it. It's because I don't think he did it. I don't think he did it.
I concur, Luke. I don't think he done it, man.
It's a controversial standpoint.
I mean, I think he was weird as fuck.
Yeah, I think
and that sound, but like, I don't think he done it.
Like, me looking in at it, I think a lot of the stuff that he was accused of and that, I do think he's a bit weird, but I think that's because of the way he was brought up as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, he hasn't painted himself a good situation, has he?
But I do think, sorry mate, just to put this in as well, I do think as the kid's parents, stuff like when he's walking holding their hands and that, and doing like stuff that could be perceived as weird, where are the kid's parents to interject and say, I don't feel comfortable with you walking with my son like that, or my daughter?
Well, Michael Jackson gets a media scrummage wherever he goes.
Yeah.
So it would make sense to hold the kid's hands. So, and plus the mates and that, aren't they? And that, and he's a kid. Yeah, but like if I was going to the shop and like with your kid, I'd hold his hands, like walking the shop.
No, I'm not saying he did do it or he didn't do it. I'm trying to put the other part across as well, like you were saying. He doesn't, but there is a lot of things like sleeping in the bed, like kids sleeping in his bed and that.
Now here's something for you, what Macaulay Culkin said, right?
Yeah. Has he come out and said anything about it recently? Because I listened to his podcast and I haven't heard a lot.
What he said is when people are sleeping in Michael Jackson's bedroom, now, just his bedroom, you've got to remember that Michael Jackson's bedroom is not a box room in a 3-bedroom terraced house in the middle of Kenny. Like, his bedroom's like a multi-story bedroom. So you could sleep in the same house as a kid, but it's classed as his bedroom.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But
so what you're saying, that like he lit that Neverland Ranch or whatever it was huge, wasn't it?
Yeah, like he could have 12 different rooms inside his bedroom. Now, I'm not saying that that's the right thing, because it's still weird and it's still fucked up. But what I think is most people's first reaction to bedroom is your ma's box room.
Yeah, a lot of people...
Pretty much.
All I gotta say is though, Liam, say if Michael Jackson was still alive now, yeah, and he knocked on your house right now, and he's still one of the biggest musicians in the world. He said, "Oh, can I take your kid for a couple of days to Neverland? You can stay here. Would you let him? Take her?"
But I wouldn't even let my kid stay with you, say, like, for a few days. Exactly. And I'm not calling you a nonce, but I'm just saying that it's my kid, and you know, he doesn't really know you. So I wouldn't. Yeah. So I wouldn't initially say no because he's a nonce. I would initially say no because I don't want my kid staying out for a few days.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, my kid's just staying in hands, and that's it. Do you know? And,
I get what you're saying.
Did anyone else watch the documentary?
I didn't. You know, I haven't really. I need to make time for it at the minute. I get very limited time as it is, and it's not really something I want to watch.
Yeah, well, from what I've seen regarding the parents and their permission and stuff like that, it was a gradual process. From how it was told, anyway, it was like at first the parents were a bit more cautious and they weren't allowing the kids to stay over at Michael Jackson's bedroom or house or whatever. But then, as the connection with the family grew,
but is that what grooming is?
Well, this is the whole thing. This is how they made it out in the shows that Michael Jackson was using.
Do you know what though? But that's exactly what I thought when you were saying that.
Well, that's what this is how they made it out in the documentary. Was that he was slowly grooming not just the child but the family to create that confidence where the family can be like, okay, yeah, it's Michael Jackson. He's a good friend of the family.
Yeah.
So by gaining the confidence of the family was just basically his way of getting full access to the child. And it was mentioning something about hotel rooms. And it starts off while they were on tour and stuff, but the family would come along with the child, and they would be put up initially. They'd be put up in like penthouse suites, like next door to Michael Jackson's room. So when the child was in the room with Michael Jackson, they were only next door. But slowly, the rooms would get further and further away to the point where they were on like 3 floors down from where Michael Jackson's room was.
Yeah, I get you. See, you know. You can look at it from both sides. Like, a lot of that is really weird, and it's bringing up all sorts of red flags for me. But like these documentaries and that, you can't trust them to be impartial. They're gonna sway one way or the other, aren't they? And they can make anything look.
You can't be completely impartial when one person's dead, though. You know what I mean? Like when someone's dead. But at the same time, like, it's the same thing, like Jimmy Savile. You know what I mean? Like, people, nobody was saying to him, "Well, he didn't have time to defend himself." You know what I mean? Like, I think Michael Jackson was a nonce, me personally, but I don't think to them lads. I don't think to that.
What the difference is there, Lewis, right, is that Jimmy Savile has evidence and historic evidence of this occurring, and there's evidence of a cover-up from the BBC. Now, Michael Jackson was found not guilty twice by the FBI. And if the FBI can find Saddam Hussein in a hole in the middle of a desert, then surely they can find him guilty if there's evidence there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just to mention as well, the 2 guys who were accused of Michael Jackson in this documentary have actually stood up in court and defended Michael Jackson in the past.
But then you also got to think about that, like, survivor's guilt for that. Like, when victims come out of that, is a degree of not one, especially males. Like, at that point in time, you're in the mid-20s, and you got to think whether they wanted people to know that. You know what I mean? It's quite.
It's a tricky one, isn't it?
It's quite the moralising sort of thing, and it is a tough one to say, because I know myself personally, if that ever happened to me, if I was a kid, I wouldn't want to be talking to in front of 20 strangers and, you know, all the media that's waiting outside. You know what I mean? So
I think it's one of them. Like, it's one of them. It's a we're never going to know definitively because Jackson's dead, and that's it. You don't know. It could be a fact that these kids have had survivor's guilt or whatever, and now they're coming out because they feel confident enough to talk about it. Or it could be they thought, we've got an easy payday here. We can make a bit of money off this, so you don't know. Do you know what I mean?
But on record, I just want to say that I don't believe those lads that were talking in the first episode, I don't believe that they were victims, but I believe MJ did have victims, just not them.
Right. One of the lads turned around and said Michael Jackson bought him jewelry, and he basically bought him jewelry because he liked jewelry as payment for what he was doing to him. But after 15, 20 years later, why the fuck would you still have that piece of jewelry when he's done something like that?
I remember which part you're on about there. And he actually goes on to say as well, doesn't he? I don't like looking at it. But then why the fuck have you got it? Yeah.
Evidence, cash money, inheritance.
Yeah. See, I think as well with that, we can't really say, well, why would you do this and that? Because say he is a victim. We've never been in that position ourselves to say, this is how you should act. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's one of them. I mean, I went into it open-minded. I mean, a lot of my past beliefs with Michael Jackson being innocent was obviously on my mind before I watched it. But, like I said, I went into it open-minded. I was willing to listen to both sides of the case.
Yeah.
Some of the details that these guys were, basically accusing Michael Jackson of, some of the details that they went into, it was very particular on some of the stuff they mentioned about, like, how the penis swelled up the first time Michael Jackson helped them masturbate and stuff like that. Yeah. And how they had to dip his penis into a cup of warm water to get the swelling down. I mean, what that sounds like to me is that something that probably did happen, but to him, on his own. Mm-hmm. And he's just throwing these little, like these little story things into the mix with the Michael Jackson thing.
I don't know, because you could look at it from the standpoint as well that you might have went in there with a little bit of bias towards Michael Jackson because you believed he was innocent originally. So it's more of a case you've went in there like, prove to me he's a nonce. I don't think he is. Rather than going in there impartial. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you swayed either way, but it could be because I haven't watched it, so I haven't really got an opinion on it or anything. And I didn't really watch any of his trial, and I didn't have an opinion on it beforehand. But I don't think anyone could truly be impartial going into it. You either think he did it or you don't.
The reason why I think he's innocent is because of his background when he grew up as a kid and stuff. And I know people use this all the time and that. But
yeah, but sometimes that's the catalyst to make people that way themselves.
Of course. And
I'm just playing the other side of it. I'm not being a cunt like to.
No, I totally understand.
Have a go at you.
No, I totally understand. Yeah.
Before MJ died, there was like a recording, and he was describing what was happening, like when they were intimate. And apparently, Michael Jackson had like quite like bad like. I don't think it was scarring, but it was marking on his dick. Yeah, and it was.
It's the pigmentation. Wasn't it?
Yeah. So it was something like really like obvious and very intricate.
Yeah, it's like me having a tattoo on my arse cheek, and someone go, "Well, he had the tattoo on his arse."
Right. Well, Michael Jackson was rumoured to be castrated by his parents. When he was younger.
Yeah.
And some of the allegations towards them were, I'm not going to go too crudely into it, but some of the stuff that the people have said does not add up to someone who's been castrated.
That's another point I was going to make, yeah.
Is it a proof of fact that he's being castrated, though? Is that, like, out there in the ether now? Because surely if he's had a biopsy and that, it would have come out somewhere that he's being castrated.
No, he wasn't physically castrated. He was chemically castrated. It's a difference.
No, but wouldn't that, like, he had a biopsy when he died, wouldn't he know that he has been chemically castrated?
I'm not sure.
And if he's being castrated, how's he got 3 kids?
Well, the kids aren't his.
They're not his kids.
Are they not his kids?
No. It's public knowledge that not his kid. So I don't think he ever denied it truly, did he?
Yeah.
That goes into play with his voice as well. I mean, if you look at his voice, he had a deeper voice as a kid than what he did as into his late teens and that.
See, but if you heard him on like the phone, apparently there was a phone call to come out before he died, and that voice that he's got was sort of put on. His voice was a lot deeper than what he let people know.
Yeah, I've heard that when he speaks to his friends privately, then he speaks with a slightly deeper tone.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be a case where it is just a fake voice, but I mean, that voice thing comes into play with the whole chemically castrated as a kid.
Boys, I'm just on Twitter here now, right?
Yeah.
Go on, lad.
Someone in rural metro in America has jumped over their zoo enclosure to get a closer picture to a jaguar and has been attacked. And there's a video footage of it.
Good.
But you know what pisses me off in them cases with like people climbing over into the enclosures of these like animals, such as like bears, fucking lions and stuff like that. Sometimes you do it because they're just being a daredevil. Sometimes you do it because they just want to be a dumbass and take a picture. But sometimes they want to do it because they want to commit suicide in a fancy way. But the thing that they're forgetting is 9 times out of 10, them poor animals get fucking shot dead because of that.
Yeah.
And I think it's selfish, man.
My opinion on it is she's a stupid cunt.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
And that's it. Well, that's it, guys.
It was a fucking woman.
Fucking hell.
And she done it on International Women's Day.
So, I mean, it's one of them. It's always going to be one of them topics that splits opinion. So I think you just need to watch it for yourself, really, and not just watch the documentary, because I think it's quite one-sided, but also do your own research as well.
I do think everyone's going to be biased, aren't they, mate?
Yeah.
In their own way.
Yeah.
So moving on, anyway, I thought we'd just have a little talk, lads, about what's going on. I know Hog Sauce has had to leave us for a minute. So what I'm going to do, because I told him I weren't going to, I'm going to talk about footy. And I'm not going to talk about Liverpool. I'm going to talk about the rest of the league. I'm not really. Right. What do you want to talk about, lads?
Did anyone see the Birmingham City fan, or should I say Fug, attack that Jack Grealish in the Birmingham derby?
I didn't.
Yeah, he fucking tried donkey punching him, didn't he? But
he did, didn't he?
Grealish scored the first goal after that, didn't he, as well? Imagine how good that'd feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the stewards got arrested too because after Grealish was celebrating, the steward need him.
Was that the year? Because Grealish jumped into the crowd and started celebrating. There was like a little grey-headed steward, and I seen him trying to push him out, like really aggressively. So
you need him.
But the thing is, in cases like this, he's gonna be punished for it. But then this fan. Well, I'll keep calling him a fan. He's not a fan. He's an absolute idiot Fug.
Yeah, he's getting banned for life, isn't he?
He's going to have a lifetime ban. He's going to have a possible prison sentence. But at the end of the day, he's let all the other Birmingham City fans down. And he's let the club down. Because now they're going to be penalised for all this.
Yeah. Yeah, right. So we've stretched this out a bit longer than what I thought we were going to. I'm going to have to end it here because we haven't really got much time to do anymore. All I'm going to say is, thanks to all the new fans who are listening to us. We really appreciate your help, and we appreciate you downloading the episodes because that really helps us in terms of numbers. If you're looking for us on any social media, you can find us on Instagram. We're at Weekly Source Podcast. On Twitter, we're at The Weekly Source. And the Facebook page is The Weekly Source Podcast. You can find us on YouTube. And from Monday, I think it is, that makes no sense to use because this is coming out next week. We're going to be on major platforms when it comes to podcasting. So thanks for all your help. And that's me done. I'm going to say bye. Anything you just want to say, boys? Do you want to say goodbye? Ta-ra.
Ta-ra,
In a
guys.
bit. Peace.
Ta-ra.